Where did he go? And why didn't anyone hear him scream? Did he really walk in? Or was something waiting for him? Did he ever try to come back out?
Jacob Wren wasn't a troublemaker, just a curious kid. He loved sketching weird monsters, playing video games, and going out into the woods with his older brother Tyler. Their bond was tight. They always stuck together. On Sunday, October 9th, Jacob told his mom he was heading out to meet Tyler at the riverbed near the old Sawmill Road. They had plans to look for rocks and bugs, but Jacob never showed. Tyler waited an hour, then 2. When he got home, his mom thought Jacob was with him. That's when the panic started. Sheriff's deputies found Jacob's bike 3 days later. It was off course, almost 2 miles from the riverbed, just standing against a pine tree like someone gently placed it there. Not a scratch on it, tires still clean. And right behind that tree, a chain-link fence with a rusted sign that read, "Danger, do not enter." Behind the fence was the entrance to Black Hollow Tunnel. Black Hollow Tunnel was built in 1896 for copper and tin extraction. The mine saw 3 major collapses, the worst one in 1932 when 7 miners got trapped. Only 4 bodies were recovered. The other 3, never found. Their names are still etched on the memorial plaque outside the site. Locals say strange things happened around the mine. One man fell ill after working 1 shift underground. Others talked about voices echoing through the tunnel. Machinery would stop for no reason. Flashlights would fail. After the final collapse, the town voted to seal the mine. Concrete was poured. A fence was built. People avoided the place. But over the decades, kids dared each other to sneak close. Stories circulated of glowing eyes in the dark, of whispers on the wind. Jacob's own grandmother remembered the stories. "You don't go near that place," she once told him. "It's not just a tunnel, it's something else." Over 60 volunteers joined the official search effort. Helicopters, tracking dogs, night patrols. They combed 10 square miles of forest. On day 3, 2 bloodhounds locked onto a scent not near Jacob's bike, but behind the sealed tunnel wall. No way to get there, no path, no entry. On day 5, thermal drones picked up a heat signature, faint, human-sized, inside the mountain. It disappeared before ground teams could reach it. That same night, a wildlife cam near the tunnel picked up 3 knocks. Not like an animal, like a pattern. Knock, 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 knock. Sheriff Ellis authorized an emergency excavation. They were going to break the wall. On day 6, they began chipping away at the tunnel seal. It took 6 hours to get through the concrete. What they found was a narrow shaft, caved in about 20 feet in, then open again. The air inside, ice cold and stale. They sent in a small drone. The signal cut out within 15 feet. 2 volunteers entered the shaft with body cams. Inside, they found something strange. Symbols drawn in charcoal, circles, triangles, childlike faces with hollow eyes. One volunteer heard whispering. The other said it felt like the walls were breathing. Both came out shaking. One of them quit the next day. Jacob wasn't inside, but his sketchbook was. The sketchbook had Jacob's name inside, dated pages, but the last few were terrifying. They showed a black figure, long arms, thin legs, no face, standing at the end of a tunnel, waiting. One page had the words, "He told me to come." Another said, "I hear him at night." Experts tried to confirm if the book had been planted, But the dust, the wear, the handwriting, it was Jacob's. The book was returned to his mother. She recognized the last page, a sketch of a shadow holding a lantern. She said Jacob had drawn that same thing a week before he disappeared. He had called it the Whisper Man. After the tunnel was reopened, locals started hearing things at night. Whispers, scratching, lights flickering. One man claimed he saw Jacob at the edge of the woods, but when he ran toward him, the figure vanished. Another reported a voice calling, "Tyler, Tyler," Jacob's brother's name. The sheriff doubled patrols. People stopped hiking near the site. Some even moved away. Paranormal experts visited Deep Creek. Some claimed the tunnel was a thin place, a spot where reality weakens. Others thought it was geological, magnetic fields, hallucinations. But Tyler believes Jacob is still alive, somewhere down there. He said, "I think he saw something that made him go in. I think he wanted to." The town sealed the tunnel again, with steel, with bolts, and warnings. But some folks swear, on quiet nights, they still hear knocking. Jacob Wren's case is still open. His body was never found. His voice never confirmed. But if you're ever hiking in Deep Creek, Oregon, and you find a fence covered with rust, turn around. And if you hear your name whispered from the trees, don't answer.